What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and it's that time again. Time to get excited for the next new season of Overwatch 2. This time being the big ol' Season 20. Wow, already 20 seasons, and we've got a rather interesting one coming up. Past few seasons have been a little in terms of the amount of content and excitement surrounding them, but Season 20 is where things are going to be picking up at least a little bit, because we've got some juicy things coming. The new hero, obviously, new maps, cosmetics, events, and some other little details that we'll be diving into here today as I break down everything we know so far about Overwatch 2 Season 20. And to kick things off, as always, let's start with the start date, which will be Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Yes, we are coming up very quickly on the start of Season 20. If you have yet to finish your Overwatch 2 Season 19 Battle Pass, make sure you get it done by December 9th, because that's when you won't be able to progress in it any further, because, well, the new season starts. That's how it works every season. I'm sure we're all familiar at this point. But either way, December 9th, mark your calendars, because that is when the new season is going to be kicking off. And before we jump on into what all we have to actually look forward to in Season 20 on December 9th, first I'd like to give a special shout out to today's sponsor, Raycon. Keep your ears open and tunes rolling with Raycon's bone conduction headphones. Using off-ear audio, these headphones transmit sound through gentle bone vibrations rather than earbuds, so you can stay open to the world around you while still getting crystal clear sound for music, podcasts, and important calls. I love using mine when working out, tackling chores, or even just enjoying a pleasant autumn stroll. Built for all-day use, they boast 13 hours of battery life, are IP68 water and dust-proof, and stay perfectly secure with their stable no-slip design. They've been my go-to headphones for a while now, and I'm confident that you'll love them just as much as I do. But the best part, Raycon gives you premium performance without that premium price tag. With over 3 million satisfied customers to date and a 30-day happiness guarantee, you can try them yourself risk-free. And don't forget, Black Friday is right around the corner. Which means Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide. From everyday essentials to latest releases, hit the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/MasterIanGamerBC to get your Black Friday or Cyber Monday discount before it's too late. Do it! Do it now! Thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring, and now, back to the video. So now getting on to the actual content of Season 20, the first and biggest thing, of course, which I'm sure so many people are excited for, is the new Hero Vendetta. Now, at the time of me recording this video, we haven't actually yet gotten the hero trial for her just yet, but we have gotten her official reveal, and she does look pretty cool. I, for one, am excited to get to play her and test her out in the hero trial, which does start on November 26th. And if you're watching this after the hero trial already happened, then maybe you're excited to get to play her again when the season actually launches, because she will be fully properly joining the roster of heroes in Season 20, likely getting some little tweaks here or there relative to what she had during the trial, since they always make a few little adjustments. I mean, that's in a lot of ways the whole reason there are hero trials, so that Blizzard can sort of test how a hero works mechanically on the larger player base scale before giving them the proper full addition to the roster. So yes, while we've already been introduced to Vendetta and gotten a chance to play her before Season 20, this is when she will officially fully join the game. I won't waste any more time talking too much about her here, because I've already been talking about her pretty extensively in other recent videos of mine. If you're interested, go check those out for a more in-depth breakdown of the hero herself. But next up, let's focus on the other new confirmed major content addition coming in Season 20, being a new Stadium map. Now, Stadium has, of course, been getting quite a bit of attention from Blizzard over the past year. It is Blizzard's baby, so to say, in terms of it being the big new mode that, you know, a lot of people enjoy playing, other people not so much, myself included, but it's certainly been getting the lion's share of content and updates since it debuted back in Season 16, and that will be continuing with a new map coming in Season 20. Specifically, what's been revealed about this map, which is that it'll be set in a new, never-before-seen location somewhere in China, apparently, and that the location is based on recent lore. Now, the location that immediately came to mind for me is is the elemental colleges, which we saw in Wu Yong's backstory, which is, of course, located in China. This seems pretty inevitable to me. I don't see what other location it reasonably could be. It'd be a new Chinese location that we haven't seen that also ties into a recent Hero edition and would make for an interesting location. I don't know what mode specifically it's going to end up being, but it will be cool to get to actually see the colleges themselves represented in an in-game map. Even if it is a stadium map instead of a core map, I personally would have preferred a core map. But hey, again, stadium is the popular new mode, so of course they're giving it some love. But it doesn't mean that's the only mode that'll be getting attention, as, while it's not officially confirmed that a new core game mode map will be releasing in Season 20, we do know of at least 2 core game mode maps, which are supposed to be coming out sometime after Season 19. These 2 locations being Tokyo and the Atlantic Arcology. Both of these were revealed way back during the Overwatch 2 Spotlight event in February of this year, so almost an entire year ago at this point. And both were slated with a release date of after Season 19. So that doesn't necessarily mean Season 20, but we are now within the window, infinitely into the future, mind you, that is after Season 19. So we could be getting one of these maps in Season 20. Personally, I wouldn't put too much stock into that happening, since historically it's uncommon for Blizzard to release a new hero and a new core mode map in the same season. The only exception to that is major Overwatch seasons, like the Invasion season we saw for Season 6, where they added Alari and the new Flashpoint maps. So while it's not impossible we get both Vendetta and a new map, being either Tokyo or Atlantic Arcology, in Season 20, it's not necessarily the most likely. I think it's more likely that we see a new map for the core modes added in Season 21, since that is, again, supposed to be a pretty big season coming up. But it is possible. It's entirely possible we see a new core map coming this season, and considering we've only gotten 1 core map for the entire calendar year of 2025, being Atlas, I for one would really like it if we got another new map in Season 20. Again, Stadium has gotten plenty of maps over the course of the year, and I understand that Blizzard's efforts have largely been focused on Stadium, but as someone who prefers the core mode, I would really like to get another new map, so let's hope we get one in Season 20. Beyond this, though, we of course also can expect new cosmetics. Always there are new cosmetics to expect in a new season. For a lot of people, it's their favorite thing. And in Season 20, we unfortunately at this point don't have too much to go on in terms of what exactly we'll be getting. Considering that it is going to overlap with Christmas and the Winter Wonderland event, I think it's inevitable we get at least a few holiday-themed skins. I don't know if they're going to be a major theme of the season per se, since Halloween this year kind of felt a little more subtle compared to how it's been represented historically in Overwatch cosmetics. So maybe they do the same with Winter Wonderland. Maybe we don't get as many Christmas and New Year's themed skins, and instead they just sort of do other random things. After all, we do know there's quite a few survey skins that have been shown off in the past, well, years at this point, many of which have come to the game at this point, but many others which we still have yet to see. So some of these could end up being themes in Season 20, others might not. It's hard to say at this point. Additionally, we can expect new Mythics to get added as well, at least 1 Mythic weapon and Mythic skin, with a second Mythic skin being pretty likely, seeing as we got 2 Mythic skins in Season 19, being the ones for Lifeweaver and Junkrat. Assuming Blizzard continues this trend, we could easily see 2 Mythic skins again in Season 20, and considering that Blizzard stands to make quite a bit of money off of those Mythic Prism sales, I expect Blizzard to maintain this trend. That, in addition to the fact that, you know, they don't put nearly as much effort into Mythic skins as they used to, they're probably able to pump these ones out a lot quicker than they were the early Mythics, so yeah, I think we can probably expect 2 Mythic skins in Season 20 once again. Another thing to note is that with 2 Mythics being added per season as well, I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing repeat heroes in the Mythic department. I'm talking about a second Kiriko or Mercy Mythic skin. A lot of people are very against that idea, and I get it. All you Baptiste and Brig mains out there are going to be furious, but I'm gonna be real. Blizzard likes making money. Kiriko, Mercy, Juno, usual suspects, they're the heroes that make money. I would not be surprised if we ended up seeing one or multiple of them end up getting a second Mythic skin in the near future, especially if Blizzard is adding 2 Mythics now per season instead of just 1. We'll see. Don't shoot the speculator here, but I'm just saying, we know how Blizzard behaves. We know they've got favorites. It just seems to make sense to me. Additionally, though, we can also expect likely at least one new collab to be happening in Season 20. 2025 has been a bit of a mixed year in terms of collabs. We've gotten some seasons that had 2 different brand new collabs within the scope of just a single season, while others only had repeat collabs. Season 19 specifically had the return of the One Punch Man collab, which added a couple new skins as well, but no brand new collab during that season. So as for Season 20, anyone's guess at this point what that's going to entail. Maybe we see another brand new collab, maybe we see 2 brand new collabs, or maybe they just bring back My Hero Academia and add in a couple extra skins. We won't know until the season launches. Likely we're going to get a teaser for that in the trailer when that drops. But moving a bit on from cosmetics now, what about events? As I mentioned, Winter Wonderland is almost certainly going to be making a return. We're likely going to be getting those old winter modes back once again. Yeti Hunt, Maze Snowball Offense. Maybe we'll get another simple new mode added as well, something to just sort of play around with. Likely nothing too major though, since we just haven't really seen Blizzard do that much recently. But either way, there'll likely be a little something to help celebrate the holiday season. And then the other wintertime event, which historically we've seen, is the Lunar New Year event. However, Lunar New Year this year is on February 17th, and assuming that Season 20 runs the average 9-week duration of a season, then the season will be ending on February 10th, a whole week before the actual real world Lunar New Year holiday. So I'm gonna wager that Lunar New Year, if there is any sort of event for it in Overwatch this year, is going to be in Season 21 as opposed to Season 20. That also extends kind of to Valentine's Day, which historically has kind of been like a mini event of sorts in Overwatch, at least in the more recent Overwatch 2 years. If we do get anything for Valentine's Day specifically, again, it's probably going to be in Season 21 as opposed to Season 20, which means the only major event for Season 20 could just be Winter Wonderland. We'll see. Hopefully Blizzard does something nice for the event this year. In the past, they've occasionally given out free skins for Winter Wonderland. Wouldn't necessarily get my hopes up for them doing that again, but it is a possibility. And then moving on from events, what are the other stuffs we can expect to see in Season 20? Well, it has been teased by the devs that there will be a new feature for the highest skilled players on the leaderboard added in Season 20, which means whatever you think it means. I'm gonna assume this is something very competitive focused and likely isn't gonna apply to 90% of the player base. So personally, it's not something that I'm super excited for because I'm just gonna assume right off the bat it doesn't apply to me and likely won't apply to you either. But it is worth noting that apparently there's a high skilled something coming, whatever that may be. And the other thing which we may be seeing more of with Season 20 is story focused content. It's been teased pretty heavily and corroborated by leaks that with the addition of Vendetta, we're going to see a new resurgence or a new era, so to say, of Overwatch lore happening, and it's possible that we see that extending heavily into Season 20. As for what this means exactly, what all this is going to entail in terms of the type of content we get, story or otherwise, is hard to say at this point. If nothing else, we're evidently going to be getting in-game cinematics as well as comics fleshing out the major shifts in the story happening. And I, for one, am curious to see just how far Blizzard goes with this. Is it going to mainly be revolving around just the new Hero Vendetta? Is it going to expand beyond that? We don't really know yet, but I am very curious to see how Blizzard handles this, since historically, story hasn't been Blizzard's strongest area, especially recently. So I'd be lying if I said I had high hopes for the Overwatch story in this day and age, but I am at the very least still curious to see what they might do here. And the last thing to focus on now for Season 20 is when we can expect to learn more. Well, we do have some info that during the upcoming OWCS finals, there's going to be a live developer update talking about Season 20. As quoted here, on November 29th, we'll be sharing future plans for Overwatch esports in 2026. On the 30th, we'll sit down with Overwatch 2 game director Aaron Keller and senior narrative designer Jude Stacy in a live on-stage developer update. Once we've chatted with the devs, we'll have a Sunday show match just before grand finals to showcase Season 20 updates in the hands of your favorite OWCS players and creators. Now, the important thing to focus on here is that one of the devs who is going to be talking during this developer update is the senior narrative designer. Again, lending credence to the idea of there being a big story focus in Season 20 and potentially alluding to some of the stuff we're gonna see there. I wouldn't be surprised if we also just straight up get the trailer for Season 20 during this preview event during the OWCS finals. Since, you know, they're going to have a pretty large captured audience there with that esports event, it would make sense to also show the trailer since it's only going to be about a week before the season actually starting. So definitely this is going to be an event worth tuning into just to see what all they have to say, both in terms of esports as well as Season 20. And we're likely going to get a lot more information on what to expect in the season itself during this time. But in the meantime, that's going to do it for this video here today. Thank you all so much for watching. Definitely let me know your thoughts on the upcoming Season 20 in the comments down below. Are you excited to have Vendetta joining the roster? Are you eager to potentially get some new maps in the game? Or maybe you just have ideas for which cosmetics we might end up seeing. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks again to our sponsor, Raycon. Be sure to check out that link down in the description to get a special Black Friday holiday deal. And otherwise, be sure to leave a like, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any future Overwatch 2 news streams and other content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. And check out my second channel, Suki MIG, for a fun streaming side project of mine I work on. If you've tuned into my streams before, then you know who I'm talking about. We've always got new shorts going up over there, and otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off. And until next time, have a great day.